Hey, welcome back, everybody. Today is June 6th, 2021. And I want to talk about a news story that came across my timeline. Little Durk, the Chicago rapper, his older brother passed away yesterday at the age of 32. Supposedly he was shot and killed after leaving a nightclub down there in Chicago. And this happened just one day after he released this album called The Voice of the Heroes. Last week I think I made a video on his producer, Turn Me Up Josh. I'm not sure if I made a video, but I definitely made a post on his death, and I showed how his death was another Jesuit ritual. And his producer, Turn Me Up Josh, he passed away, and his death was synced up with the release of this album. I believe he died on May 31st, just a few days before the album released. So Lil Durk loses his producer on May 31st, and then a day after the album releases, he loses his brother in the shooting. So let's just read what TMZ is reporting, and then we'll look at the numbers, because this is clearly another Jesuit ritual, just like how Turn Me Up Josh's death was a Jesuit ritual. The Society of Jesus, the biggest killers in history. But notice the headline: Little Durk brother OTF DThang, dead at 32, reportedly shot and killed. They supposedly shot him in his head. Whoever did this wanted to make sure this guy was not going to survive. So it says here that Little Durk's older brother, OTF DThang, died this weekend. TMZ has confirmed. Cook County officials tell us that Dante Banks Jr., DThang's government name, was found deceased on the 7900 block of S. Loomis Boulevard in Chicago, and has been assigned a case number. An autopsy still has to be done to figure out the cause and manner of the death. I mean, the guy got shot in his head, so his cause of death is murder. Reports say DThang was shot in the head outside of a nightclub and died on the spot. Why would you need an autopsy? He got shot in the head. And then it says here that DThang was a rapper himself, but wasn't nearly as big as Durk is, who's blowing up right now. Still, he's got a string of songs out, although it doesn't look like they ever collabed. Okay, so this is his brother here. This is the photograph that TMZ decided to put out. Notice it's dated 5/2/2021. This photo was taken on May 2nd. May 2nd could also be written 2/5 like 25. And the word death in gematria sums to 25. But, something that I always talk about when I cover these death stories is how these rappers are always covering their mouth. And a lot of you may not be familiar with what that means. But that's what these rappers and these celebrities do, because they are keeping a secret. And, this is all symbolism. If you study the Jesuit symbolism, Freemasonry symbolism, you're going to see a lot of rappers who cover their mouths, or they'll put one finger over their lip, like they're keeping a secret. And that's exactly what it is. They're keeping a secret. These people, the victims of all these cases, they don't have a clue. But the person who sold out to the record label, to the Jesuit, to the Catholic Church, they know. They sold out. And they don't mind letting their brother go. And there's a lot of people that have died in connection to Little Durk. I mean, think about King Von, who was shot and killed on November 6th of last year. His producer, Turn Me Up Josh, was found dead on May 31st. And now his brother. And all this synced up with his album that released on June 4th. But, today, the news broke today on June 6th, even though he died yesterday on June 5th. And the reason why is because notice the gematria of the club that this person was leaving out of. He died outside of a club named Club O. It sums to 53 and 17. And, of course, today's the day with 53 and 17 numerology. So that's why the news is being reported today, even though he was shot and killed yesterday on June 5th. I couldn't find his man's birthday, so I went into his Twitter page, and it looks like he was born on September 15th, 1988, because he was 32 years old. And if you notice, Lil Durk, he left a happy birthday comment on September 15, 2020, when this rapper turned 32 years old. So, if he died at 32, that means he was born in 1988. So, We can assume that, according to the Twitter tweet, that he was born on September 15th. And if that is the case, that means he died 263 days after his birthday on 5/6. Like June 5th can be written 5/6, like 56. And of course, 263, that's the 56 prime number. So think about it. He died 263 days after his birthday, the 56 prime, on 5/6. And of course, that's the number that connects to the Jesuits, right? Society of Jesus is 56. Society of Jesus is also 79. And the article talks about how he died on the 7900 block. Big Jesuit number, 79. The word murder is also 79. And notice here it says that he was born Dante Banks Jr. The name Dante sums to 79. So think about a man named Dante dying on the 7900 block. And remember 25. Remember the picture that the TMZ put out was dated May 2nd. The word death is 25, and the guy's name is also 25 as well. His name is also 83. And notice this, right? So Dante is 79 and 83. Now look at murder. 79 and 83. The guy gets killed on the 7900 block on 5/6, 263 days after his birthday, the 56 prime. They reported his news today, and this is really why, because the record label that I don't know if this is their record label, but this is this is Little Durk's crew. He has a crew called OTF, which stands for Only the Family. And notice what Only the Family sums to in gematria: 66, which is a number that connects to the number of the beast as well. Number of the beast equals 66. But think about it. What is today's date? Today is June 6th. 6/6. So they are reporting his death on 6/6. The member of Only the Family. And notice from June 6th, the date of the news, to DThang's upcoming birthday. He never made it to his upcoming birthday, obviously, but he would have turned 33 on September 15th. The news is coming out 102 days before his 33rd birthday, and Little Durk in gematria equals 33 and 102. And of course, 102 also connects to the N-word and slavery. So 102 days before his 33rd birthday, the numbers that connect to Little Durk's name. And I also put down here that he died 170 days after Pope Francis's birthday and sacrifices 170. Of course, Pope Francis is the head of the Catholic Church, the Jesuit Pope. No doubt that, I really think that it's probably Pope Francis behind the desk scripting down all these people's deaths. Today is June 5th. Today, DThang has to go. We're gonna invite him to Club O. We're gonna pay him a couple of dollars so he can probably host. And the minute he leaves the club, I want you guys to shoot him in the head. I think that's how these people are planning these people's deaths. Because how is this stuff so perfect all the time? And something else I noticed about rappers, they always leave in a club when they get shot. I wonder what's the ritual behind that, So many rappers get shot leaving a nightclub. Think about Stack Bundles, New York rapper. Chinks Drugs left the nightclub, also got shot. And so many others. So let me just speak about Turn Me Up, Josh, just in case I didn't make a video on this man's death. I'm pretty sure I think I did, but if I didn't, I'll just cover it again. So this is the album that released on June 4th, a day before DThang was murdered. It's called The Voice of the Heroes. The album is featuring Little Durk and another rapper named Little Baby. And the voice of the hero equals 86, just like Blood Sacrifice. Actually, I'll put it in the calculator so you guys can see it. There we go. So the name of the album is The Voice of the Hero equals 86, just like Blood Sacrifice. And there's no doubt that this Little Durk's brother and his producer are both blood sacrifices in connection to this album. Also, the album, it connects to 74. Let's see where, because I put 74 up there. Actually, no. It's when you take out the because TMZ, the day that Turn Me Up Josh died, they emphasized voice of the heroes and they left out the for some reason, right? And it's because when you leave out the it equals 74, like killing, like gematria. It's a very important number, 74. Masonic is 74. Jewish is 74. So many other things. But the producer, let's see. He died. I want to see exactly what day he passed away. Okay, so he died on May 31st. I think I said that. So from Little Durk was born on October 19th, 1992. And his producer died on May 31st, 224 days after Little Durk's birthday. And the Society of Jesus equals 224. And the other person collaborating in that album is Little Baby. He was born December 3rd. And the producer died 187 days before Little Baby's upcoming birthday. And Society of Jesus is 187 as well. And notice what the producer's name sums to in gematria. Turn Me Up Josh, 54 and 144, just like Jesuit order. 144 and 54. So no doubt, his producer and his brother, both Jesuit rituals, both murdered in connection to this upcoming album. Well, to the album that already came out on June 4th. And June 4th is also 4/6 like 46 and sacrifice is 46. Just do a Google search and see how many rappers are covering their mouth. It's a lot of them. I recently just saw a picture of a rapper named Fabulous covering his mouth on his Instagram page. Let's see if I can just look it up. Covering his mouth. These people, man. These people. You guys should really. I know who does it a lot. Bobby Shmurda. Yeah, this rapper does it a lot. They covering their mouth because they're keeping a secret. You got Rihanna here doing it as well. So many other rappers do it too. It's called secrecy. Here he is throwing up the pyramid. This guy just came out of jail. He hasn't put out any music. And he's wearing jewelry like he's been having the #1 album in the country. He's spending money like he's the hottest rapper. He hasn't put out one song since he got released from prison. How is this possible? Where's he getting all this money from? Well, it's from the record label. After he completed his ritual, they give him all that money. I mean, the guy hasn't put out one song. And look at the chain that he's wearing. Doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. So, rest in peace, DThang. And also, May 2nd. From May 2nd to his death is 35 days. And rap is 35. Satan is also 35. Just want to double check. From May 2nd, 2021. It's actually, he died 34 days after that picture, and rapper's 34. But you can also say he died a span of 35 days after that picture was taken. And rap is 35. Spengali is also 35. We talk about that a lot here. That evil web in the music industry. It's also 46, like the release of the album. But notice rap is 35 and 46. Look at that. You know what else is 30? I think Jay-Z is 35. Oh, Jay-Z is actually 46. It's funny how rap and Jay-Z has this overlap. Look at that. Look at that. What are the odds, right? The hottest rapper, one of the greatest rappers of all time, his name is synced up with the word rap. 17, 46, and 19. You guys think that's a coincidence? No. Looks like Jay-Z was named accordingly. Jay-Z and rap. Perfect overlap in 3 out of the 4 ciphers. So I'll leave it there. Rest in peace, DThang. And I'll probably come back live and then talk about the legendary actor Clarence Williams, who passed away from colon cancer at the age of 81. So many people dropping dead, man. And it's by the same people. Same people murdering all these people. And nobody seems to notice. I'll be back a little bit later on. 32 viewers as I'm discussing the death of a 32-year-old.